Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. It's weather in 5 days in 5 minutes, as we are into a weekend, the second full day of spring, and it looks like we have a typical spring snow event in the Northeast. And usually, these typical snow events in the Northeast in the early part of the spring are events where the bigger cities like Philadelphia, New York City, wind up seeing precipitation maybe starting off as a quick burst of wet snow or a mix, and then it goes over to just a plain old cold rain. And then you start to work your way inland, and you get to see some accumulations. And this is what I came up with yesterday. And I may do a little bit of adjusting here, kind of pulling the trace line perhaps a little bit further to the south. But there will be 2 to 4 inch snows across north central and northeastern Pennsylvania and up through the Catskills in upstate New York. There's a band of 4 inch snows that I have, mainly west of 287. And we'll continue to see the snow extend up into western New England. There really isn't much new with respect to the weather pattern. The weather system involved is going to behave like most of the weather systems have behaved during this winter. But let's get there first. We have clouds around this morning. For those of you who watched the Joe and Joe weather show last night, Joe Rayo talked about the fact that he thought clouds would linger for a while this morning. And actually, there is a little wave of low pressure that is sitting right over Chesapeake Bay. And we're kind of waiting for this little low to just sort of move on out to the northeast. I drew that a little bit too far south. But about here, it's just about right in there. And that wave is going to be moving on out to the northeast. And once that happens, you're going to see the drier air coming in. We already have gusty northwest winds going on today, and that is going to put a little bit of a chill in the air. You can see the radar as of 9 a.m., an area of rain touching southern New Jersey down into Delaware and into the Delmarva Peninsula and moving away to the east. Otherwise, as we look up around Pennsylvania, the rest of Maryland into northern New Jersey, New York City, and up into New England, there's really no precipitation that's going on. The local radars are probably picking up some of this rain shield off to the south, but this will all move out, and we will see probably increasing amounts of sunshine. There's your little wave from earlier this morning on the 9Z surface map in which is at 5 a.m. in northern Virginia. The low is probably somewhere over the Delmarva Peninsula now, and the trailing cold front. You've got this cold high over the Great Lakes that will be building in and setting us up for the weather system for Monday. But in the meantime, today, it's gusty winds. We'll have some sunshine this afternoon. Temperatures mostly upper 40s and lower 50s, and then we'll chill down tonight to the 20s to around 30. And Sunday's going to be a chilly day as high pressure builds into the north. You can see it up there in Quebec. Highs will only be in most places in the 40s, and the further north you go, it may be more like low or middle 40s at best. Now, this cold air is going to be moving out. It's in the Gulf of Maine by Sunday evening, and then begins to pull away fairly quickly out to the east over New Brunswick. And now we've got our precip that is arriving. This is Monday morning at 8 a.m. You can see there's a burst of snow covering much of Pennsylvania, except the extreme south and southern New Jersey, all in rain down into northern Virginia. By 11 a.m., that snow is that area is up to about New York City. Again, I think that places like Philadelphia or just north of Philadelphia to New York City or just north of New York City could start off as a little bit of snow. You go up north and west into northwest New Jersey, northeastern Pennsylvania. You might have a few hours of accumulating snow. And also bear in mind that with the air in the Northeast not particularly cold, and the fact that we're not dealing with a rather powerful system here, the snow intensity is going to be rather variable, and this plays a big role this time of year with regards to what surfaces does it accumulate on. It's probably going to be mostly on grassy surfaces. I think roads, this is Monday afternoon at 2 o'clock, I think most roads, even secondary and back roads, are probably going to be wet, or certainly going to be wet, and rather than snow covered. And by by evening, we have snow over. This is at 5 p.m. Snow just north and west of New York City, on up mainly north of Route 84. I think there's probably going to be a little bit more rain further north. The rain is coming to an end in southeastern and south central Pennsylvania at this point, and then the low is off the New Jersey coast. We finish off with the rain, accumulating snow as well to the north, and then our low starts to pull away and weather conditions will improve on Tuesday. The Weather Service's snowfall forecast map for this, showing basic the trace line in the lightest blue, running again, as we pointed out, north and west of Philadelphia and Trenton, maybe a little bit further south than where they have it, to just about to New York City, southern Connecticut, and then you get into the accumulating snows well up to the north and west, from northeastern Pennsylvania on up through the Catskills. That 4 inch plus area. You also have the potential for at least a few inches north of Route 84, east of 87, and then those numbers pick up again northwest Connecticut in the Berkshires, western Mass, and southern Vermont. And after this goes by, weather conditions improve on Tuesday for the area, and then we'll probably have another low and another situation with a cold rain on Wednesday. For more specifics regarding snowfall in your particular area, you can download the meteorologist Joe Cioffi weather app, which is what it's called, on Google Play or on the App Store. And I've got every snowfall forecast map on there from North Georgia all the way up to Maine and as far west as eastern Ohio and West Virginia. So no matter where you are, you can see how much snow you have. And those maps are National Weather Service snowfall forecast maps that update automatically. Or you can just go to the website, meteorologistjoecioffi.com, or nycweathernow.com, which is run by Angry Ben. And you can download his free weather app, Angry Ben's Angry Weather, available on Google Play. All right, no Joe and Joe weather show today, but because we usually take a break on Saturdays. But tomorrow morning, our regular Sunday morning show, Coffee with Joe and Joe, at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on my YouTube channel. So everybody have a great Saturday. And please be safe. And by the way, just really quickly, there's a lot of incredible misinformation. Your sister's cousin's brother's boyfriend, whose mother was aunt's colleague, that cuts the grass of the neighbor down the street, whose son works as a cleaner at the State Department, is not a good source for information. There's so much crap that is out there on social media. Please make sure you go to credible websites, the CDC, and your state government websites. Just to go to credible websites regarding your information. And if you're putting up stuff that's obviously fake pictures, doctored pictures of railroad cars with COVID-19, and pictures of army troops massing and getting ready to invade one particular state or another, you're really doing an incredible amount of disservice and potentially damage to people, especially for some people's psyche. There are people who will look at that stuff, particularly elderly people, who will look at that, and they will be upset by that. So just be real careful with regards to what you post and what you see. Okay, so just bear that in mind. All right, that's the end of my rant for today. Everybody have a great day.